Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswati Vyasa.
Devim Saraswati Vyasa.
Tato Jaya Mudire.
Tato Jaya Mudiraye.
Nashtapresha Badreshu.
Nashtaprayasva Bhagaveshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki.
Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki.
Sanskrit. Tathapi Hava Atmano Mrigatva Karanam Bhagavat Aradhanam Samihanu Bhavananu Smritya Drisham Anutapyamana Aham. So we just word by word, or yeah, because Tatra Api, in that birth, Hava, indeed, Atmanaha, of himself, Mrigatva Karanam, the cause of accepting the body of a deer, Bhagavat Aradhana Samiha. Anubhavana, I didn't say, of past activities in devotional service. Anubhavana, by consequence. Anusmritya, remembering. Vrisham, always. Anutapyamana, repenting. Aha, said. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Avacharnarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shuprapada Ki Jai. Although in this body of a deer, Bharata Maharaja, due to his rigid devotional service in his past life, could understand of his birth in that body. Considering his past and present life, he constantly repented his activities, speaking in the following way. This is a special concession for a devotee. Even if he attains a body that is not human, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he advances further in devotional service, whether by remembering his past life or by natural causes. It is not easy for a common man to remember the activities of his past life, but Bharata Maharaja could remember his past activities due to his great sacrifices and engagement in devotional service. Let's repeat the verse together. Although in the body of a deer, Bharata Maharaja, due to his rigid devotional service, in his past life, could understand the cause of his birth in that body. Considering his past and present life, he constantly repented his activities, speaking in the following way. Om Agyanatimirandasya Vinanjana Shalakaya Chakshurvritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shishitani Mahavrishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Samadapakaramaya Dati Svapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Krishna Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtati Deshajarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nandayate Giri Yakripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatayana. Hare Krishna devotees again. So, in this verse, Bharata Maharaja, he remembers his past lifetime. He's already in the body of a deer, and he repents. And it's also mentioned in this verse that he could remember his previous life, by the dint of his rigid practice of devotional service. And we also know that amongst devotees, there are some devotees who also remember their past lives, maybe not fully, partially, some episodes of their lives. And also there is one book written by one, I don't remember his name, but he compiled the book. It's like amongst ordinary people who also remember their past lives, and he compiled that book also. So there are also examples in this world that people also remember their lives. Even all of a sudden, some of them could start speaking fluently foreign languages. And so one lady, recently I read also a story about one lady. It was a hypnosis session, yes. And during that session, all of a sudden, she started speaking fluently, like perfectly, one foreign language and then another foreign language. She remembered many of her past lives. She started speaking English, Swedish, German. So it's rare, but it also can happen. But to remember our past lives, we have to have a qualification, because Krishna, not without a reason, Krishna created this world in such a way. Yes, there is reincarnation, but we don't remember our past lives usually, because otherwise we would go mad, we would become crazy, and we will have like many identifications inside. Who am I? From that person, or that person, from that life, or from that life. Everything will be mixed up, and it's for our protection that we don't remember our past lives. But in the case of Bharata Maharaja, at least his life was great. He was a devotee. He practiced a devotional service very seriously. But if someone's life was very sinful and full of pain and bad experience, of course it's hard to remember. It's better not to remember. If your previous life was good, then it's good to remember. And also, maybe she's still in her body, I don't know. There is one devotee in England. She is in Indian body, but in her previous lifetime, she was Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and it was a brahmachari. She was in a man body, and she was a brahmachari, or he was a brahmachari. And one day they were going to on Sankirtan by car with another Prabhu, and it was a car accident, so he passed away. And then he was from Scotland, but he took birth in England, an Indian body. And when that lady, that Mataji, was a teenager, once she fainted, or she felt very bad physically, and then when she came to consciousness, he remembered her previous life, some episodes. And new episodes started coming, and it was strange. And then she decided, I have to check and have to know, I have to find those people and everything. And yes, so she by many, like there was proof that she was that person, and also she found that her friends also showed Prabhupada's disciples, and they said yes, that was that person. And but for her, it was, and she was already, and after some years she got married. And when she realized that she was a man in her previous lifetime, being already in a woman body, it was already hard for her to identify herself as a woman. She started thinking, I'm a man. Yeah, so it's also can, if we are not ready, if we don't have qualification to remember our past lives, it can also be not easy. Yeah, but somehow she overcame that period, and okay, now I'm in this woman body, I have to carry on. Yeah, but why she got a woman body, like Indian body, those her friends, Srila Prabhupada's disciples, like brahmacharis, who were already old, they told her, when you were our friend brahmachari, you were in love with one young Mataji, she was an Indian body, and she would often visit the temple for some services, so they said you were in love with that, with that young Indian lady. Yeah, so that's why you took Indian body. Yeah. the body of a Indian, the Indian lady. So, yeah, whatever, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever we remember at the time of death, that will be our destination. So those sometimes devotees go this, so they, how to say, regression. But we have to really think about it, whether we need it, this regression or not. And for example, yesterday Mataji Chitra Rata also mentioned other examples from Srimad Bhagavatam, like similar examples when devotees took birth in she mentioned Narada, or so different examples. I remembered one more story about Indra. When he was cursed by Narada, he took a birth of a pig, of a hog. And I would like to read a little bit shortly about that story. Yeah. Just a minute, I'll find it. Yeah. This material world in which we live is too strong to deal with. As a soul, we have a unique ability to adapt ourselves to any situation, however unpleasant it might be. Once Indra, the king of heaven, committed some grievous mistake, and as a result, he was cursed by sage Narada to take birth on earthly planet as a hog, as a pig. So Indra became a hog and started living on earth. In due course of time, he grew, got married, and became the proud father of dozens of piglets. And he even became the leader of the whole clan. Seeing his friends and family gave him deep pleasure. As time passed, by the duration of the course, curse on Indra came to an end. But so duration of his curse actually came to an end. But he was still remaining in this world. So Maya is so strong. But to the utter amazement of the denizens of heavenly planet, Indra was not returning back. Since the throne of the heavenly kingdom could not be empty for a long time, so the situation became too serious. Finally, Narada personally decided to come and take Indra back. Indra was enjoying his hoggish life, playing with his wife and piglets, joking with his friends, and enjoying the stool. Narada felt too bad for the king of the heaven. He immediately approached Indra and reminded him of his heavenly designation. Indra was impressed. He argued with Narada. I'm happy here with my friends and family members. My wife, my cute piglets, all are dependent on me. If I leave, then who will take care of them? Narada was shocked to hear that Indra was ready to forego the heavenly comfort and was contented to live as a hawk. Instead of being Indra again and rule the heavenly planets, he wanted to stay as a pig. Out of compassion, Narada, Narada severed his head and dragged him out of the wretched life which Indra thought was blissful. So yeah, it's so. As Srila Prabhupada in the purport to our today's verse, he also explains that yes, so devotee even he takes some breaks for his devotional practice. He still advances. In devotional service, whether by remembering his past life or by natural causes. So Indra didn't remember his past life, unlike Bharata Maharaja, but natural causes, it may be like nature or some devotees. In the case of Indra, Narada came and so Narada saved Indra. Yeah, so there are also many such stories.
And where was this story? Where did you find it? Where did you find it?
Yeah, but I heard of this story many times on lectures also, on like Srimad Bhagavatam lectures, but exactly,
Okay.
yeah, so we need to search it and ask like more learned Vaishnavas who knows the source of this story. Yes. And Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Instruction gives definition of pure devotional service. Anyagulaşta Shunim, Gyana Karmadi Navritam, Anukulna Krishnanu Shilnam, Bhakti Uttama. It says, this verse says, when first class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. So it's also mentioned here that our devotional service, pure devotional service, must be unstoppable. Like it's permanent. So we shouldn't make a break. If we take breaks from our devotional service, it means our devotional service is not pure yet. This is but by this verse, by the definition of pure devotional service, we can understand. It's not pure yet. There are still some material desires, gross, subtle. That's why we take breaks sometimes. And one Mataji Devi once said about her husband. They preached a lot with her husband, and he was a very very strong devotee, very great preacher. But they were even developing a Vaishnava community. I don't remember, in some Lithuania or maybe that Baltic region, And then all of a sudden he left. And she said, I don't say that my husband left. Left the movement and the practice. And she said, I like to say that he just took a vacation from from his devotional service. Yes, sometimes devotees also take vacation. It may happen. Ideally we shouldn't, because we lose time. But it also can happen. But as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that on this path there is no loss. Even if we take break, we don't lose anything. And when we like next life, or even in this lifetime, in the end of life, we can start practicing again, and we just continue from the same point where we stopped. Yes. And yeah. Oh, we still have lots of time. Once I also.
Yeah, you speak so fast.
I speak very fast. Oh, I speak very fast. Yeah, we have lots of time. Once I have a dream also. It was in the very beginning of my practice. I was walking on the. It was a ditch, like deep ditch, and I was walking with my sister. I don't remember. Just on the edge, and there was some trees also, and all of a sudden I slipped, and I went down the ditch, but not fully. There was some like roots of the trees, like coming out of, and I could catch one of the roots, and I was like this. Yes, like this. Yeah. And I remember it was so already painful, and I was losing like strength. It was hard to hold it, and I was sleeping down, and yes, and my sister also was trying to help me, but I couldn't, and it was already one hand, and all of a sudden I heard the voice of one very senior devotee. I recognized his voice. He is a Diksha Guru, a Russian-speaking Diksha Guru, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. And I heard his voice, and he said, don't give up, please hold it strongly, and try to, climb, and don't fall down. He said, if you will fall down, you will lose time. You will lose lots of time, and also it will be harder to recover on your spiritual path. Yeah, because it also takes times and extra efforts. Because if we take this break and we start associating with Maya again, and it means we get contaminated also. We kind of, so we get contaminated, and then it will take more time to recover, to remove that contamination. Yeah, because we start associating again with Maya closely. If we don't associate with Krishna, with his devotees, we associate with Maya. There are only two options, actually. Yeah. And it was very interesting for me. And on my also spiritual journey, spiritual path, I also had some crises when I was about to leave. Yeah, and I prayed to Krishna, and especially to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, don't let me go, because I was really, it was hard sometimes, and don't let me go. Please let me stay. I was praying to Srila Prabhupada. I want to stay, but it's hard to stay. Hard to stay. And somehow Srila Prabhupada would always protect me. Yeah, would always protect me. And so we shouldn't be proud. We have to always appreciate what we have. Yeah, so we always have to appreciate what we have. And when we see that it happens to other devotees, we should never criticize them, because Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita that if a devotee commits some mistakes, what this was?
Even
Yeah, he's still a sadhu. He's still sadhu. Sadhu Reva. Yes, you remember that verse? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can search for it.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, we still have to. If that devotee is sincere and he still wants Krishna, but he makes some mistakes or even sometimes sinful activities, we still have to consider him to be a devotee. Krishna says a sadhu, a sadhu. He's still a sadhu. Also, I heard one story that when Srila Prabhupada passed away, many of his disciples left ISKCON also because it was a big crisis for them, and their attachment to Srila Prabhupada wasn't fully mature, because mature attachment means you will still continue following the instructions of the Guru even if Guru passed away. But if we just attach to his presence but not to his instructions, it means our attachment to Guru is not fully mature. And then somehow there were some devotees, and one of them was Shema Sundara Prabhu. They had a program to bring those devotees back to ISKCON, and he did a great job. He would visit them, call them, and talk to them, and invite them, and many, it was more than 200 devotees, like no, even more, like a few hundred devotees he brought back. Yes, because he brought back by yes.
By how do you mean he brought back?
Because they stopped practicing. They left ISKCON. Yeah, and many of them actually came with a new strength. Even more, they became even stronger in devotional service, and they could serve could serve ISKCON even more intensely. They could give even more to ISKCON, to the mission. Yeah, after that break. Yeah. And the main idea of this verse, what I can see, is that is Krishna's care for his devotee. That Krishna protects his devotee and guides him, never gives up on his devotee, and by different ways he helps that devotee to carry on anyway, to carry on. He takes care of, and also sometimes, for example, when devotees leave their body at the time of death, also, they maybe the condition of the body is such that they cannot be conscious. They cannot be conscious. Sometimes they are unconscious at this moment, and we can ask, how can such a devotee remember Krishna at the time of death if he or she is unconscious? Yeah, and but Srila Shivaram Swami Maharaj quotes one shloka from Bhagavad Gita, and he says, Ananyash chintayanto mam yejanah paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktana yogakshema vaham yaham. And the last line says that, I will read just the translation of the shloka. It's 9:22 Bhagavad Gita. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So if they served Krishna for the whole life, but at the time of death, by some reasons they can't remember Krishna, they cannot utter the holy name of God, they cannot even chant Krishna, but Krishna remembers them. And and he gives bhakti to that person. He says Krishna takes care. I don't know if I have something more to say. something, some stories about this, or you have some comments? Or some.
I often thought also about this, if you are not conscious, but so you often hear that a person in the hospital is ready to die, but and he is without conscious. But if you speak with them, sometimes they can give a sign with the hands, only like that. That means actually he hears you, but his conscious is not perceived from outside. But inside,
You'll have to
the
repeat.
soul is always conscious.
I won't be able to repeat that. It's better.
The soul is always conscious, only the body can be unconscious.
Yes.
That means we don't know what is going on in his soul consciousness, and that's actually our right conscious.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would be very difficult, and you say, oh no, everything is useless now. But in the last stage, when he leaves the body, he has some consciousness, he has to have, otherwise it gives you a next birth. That means he has to be conscious.
Yes.
Can you repeat that somehow?
Oh.
Because the microphone doesn't work, and the outside listeners will not understand.
So I will try.
Just
briefly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So. Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu. Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu added, he said that only our physical body is unconscious because it's just biological machine. Of course, it doesn't work at the time of death, or it doesn't work properly. But the body is not conscious actually. The soul is conscious. The soul possesses consciousness, and we don't know what's going on inside, even if just this body is lying. But we don't know what's going on inside with the soul, and the soul actually is conscious, and so this is what he said.
Yes.
Yes. You want to do it?
First of all, thank you for these wonderful stories. I found the verse in Bhagavad Gita, it's 9.30, where Krishna says that even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee will never perish.
Yes. It's very good. Two verses together. 9:30 and 9:31, they go usually together. Yes. My devotee will never perish.
And you were mentioning that if we take breaks in that sense that we lose a lot of time, but this verse actually says that even if we have a fall down in that sense, we should never stop practicing because of whatever reason, because we feel ashamed or whatever, because actually when we still continue to do devotional service, we will come to the right path again very soon. And then also you mentioned the mercy of Krishna, how he is actually merciful, giving us remembrance and forgetfulness. And I was remembering this one story that a person really left the movement like this, and then actually in his death, Prabhupada came and picked him up because he loved his disciples so much, and of course Prabhupada's mercy is also there. So even if we don't remember, I also remember another story of a woman. She was chanting her rounds, like very normal, and she was practicing for decades, and then she had a near-death experience actually. and then she just couldn't remember what to do. She knew that she had to do something, but she just couldn't remember the holy name. Fortunately, she came back, and then she saw actually that what was coming to her mind was her mother, not the holy name. And then, fortunately, she came back, but then she saw actually that what is really deep attachment is actually coming up into the mind, and maybe not the holy name if we don't have this deep attachment and realization of the holy name, that it's the most important. So for us it's also very important, these stories, that we have strong faith in Guru and Krishna, and to really practice very deeply, because maybe we don't remember.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you repeat this a little bit?
Oh, it's a long.
Just a small.
I mean, I think they can hear.
They can hear.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not so clear, but
Mhm.
they can hear.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And once I got from a puchari in Radhakund prayer, and he told me I should pray this every day. And this prayer goes like that: when I'm about to die, when you leave my body with my last breath, please be merciful to me and let me remember Krishna's name. And I hope it will work.
Beautiful prayer. Thank you for sharing.
And then at the end, please do not forget.
I actually also, I didn't mention this name. Also, somebody told me a story about also one Mataji. She became old and she lost her memory. Sometimes, people just lose their memory totally. She forget everyone, everything, but apart from Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So nice.
That's enough.
She couldn't recognize anyone, even her relatives, but Mahamantra.
Wow.
So nice. Okay.
Yeah, Devi Mataji also told me this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, she said just Mahamantra.
In the Altersheim where Oli demands
Yeah.
she was cracking off the
Yes. But she couldn't recognize anyone. Who are you? I don't remember you. What's your name? I don't remember you. She forgot everything. And Bina Mataji wanted to say something.
Я хотела бы задать вопрос и вам, и тем, кто читал раньше эту лекцию. Почему, на ваш взгляд, так много внимания уделяется вот этой теме про олененка, вот этой истории? Ведь очень долго мы читаем, а эта история все продолжается и продолжается. Почему так подробно все это? Вот как вы считаете, почему?
Mataji Bina is asking a question. So, why is the chapter which describes Bharata Maharaja is so lengthy, like long, long, and why like so much attention to this story? This is her question, and maybe you would like to answer.
Why is so?
Why? Yes, is the chapter of Bharata Maharaja that is describing Bharata Maharaja is so lengthy, so like long, and is.
Почему так много внимания?
Why so much attention paid to this chapter?
To teach us that it's very important, it's very dangerous that we fall in this trap to be attached again to some material things. If it would mention only one verse, it's okay, and then the next verse, and the next, but it's so elaborate, that means it's very, very important for us. Also, I think this is otherwise they would not give to this Leela so much space in the Bhagavatam.
So, I will translate her instruction. То есть, это для нас, чтобы мы поняли, насколько нужно быть осторожным, потому что на самом деле мы себя-то можем узнать в этой истории. Это для нас история. I told her that this is for us, so we can actually recognize ourselves in this story. Yeah, like Arjuna the same. It's for us. Arjuna, it's not for Arjuna, it's for us. Mm-hmm.
I would second that of Ringan Chandran. So that's my understanding from also studying for giving the classes on this chapter. It is the strong desire of Bharat Maharaj, who actually goes crazy because he cannot see the deer.
Mm-hmm.
He's so strongly desiring his deer that he loses his mind. And in that stage, it illustrates for us in this very, very many verses how even a very highly elevated devotee can develop a strong desire for something mundane like a deer. Even if a deer is lovely, it is not devotional service. And as Damodar Prasad Prabhu once explained very nicely, he understands that this process of coming to Mangalarti, to doing japa, and then to do the Guru Puja, and to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then to go to Prasadam, and do the book distribution and the Harinam, and all this process awakens this desire. So I think
Awakens which desire?
desire for devotional service.
That's important.
Sorry, awakens the desire for devotion. Should awaken the desire for devotional service. This process is the means to awaken the desire for devotional service.
Yes.
And that is so called the formula. It is the secret. And I think why is this such a big topic in Srimad Bhagavatam? Because if we do not have exactly this desire for this devotional service, we will have a mundane desire, and we will come back, isn't it?
Yes.
Even if you have a regret, oh, I could not do this, oh, I should have, that's a desire too. Not if you had it only. You can also not have had it. It's also a desire. So it's very, very difficult, and but yeah, I think this is the only process that really explains to us this mechanism. I never heard it from anybody else, from no other religion or from other philosophical or God conscious movement so far. This is the process how you develop this desire.
Yeah, very scientific. It's very scientific how we develop.
So the focus of this life should be like develop the desire for devotional process, and it cannot be emphasized enough because Bharat Maharaj had developed this desire to completion. He had complete devotional service at the Gangati river in this forest. He was completely blissful. He was perfect. And then the deer came. Isn't that amazing? So maybe you can in a nutshell tell. I took too many words. I'm sorry.
В общем, то есть Дамодар Прасад Прабhu объяснил ему, что вся вот эта наша садхана, то, что мы совершаем в храме, Мангарати, слушание Шримад Бхагаватам, джапа совместное, кушание прасада, харинама, все наши служения, это все, весь этот процесс устроен таким образом, что он помогает нам культивировать как раз духовное желание, духовное бхакти. Вот таким образом мы прогрессируем. Но вот он говорит, что очень удивительно все-таки, что Бхарата был практически на уровне совершенства преданного служения, но тем не менее вот олененок появился. For me also, what I can see that sometimes this so-called falls down, they actually make a devotee humble. And then when he starts his practice again seriously, he does it like more carefully. Like next after Bharata Maharaja, when he was already Jada Bharata, he was so careful and he was so humble already. You cannot be proud because you remember what happened to you when you were a little bit, this. It makes us more humble because without humility we also cannot progress in Krishna consciousness. It's a big obstacle, pride. And also it shows how Maya is strong, that even on a very high level of devotional service, we can fall down. Only from prema, devotees don't fall down, but from bhava level, still some subtle desires remain, and devotees still can fall down from bhava level. Bharata Maharaja was on bhava level. So unless we have achieved prema, we shouldn't be proud. We have to be very humble and very cautious, and vigilant, cautious, and very humble. And we have to appreciate what we have, because we can lose it at any moment. If yes, I will translate it into Russian quickly. То есть иногда такие ситуации случаются, когда преданные падают, это учит их смирению. То есть когда они восстановились в преданном служении, они уже очень смиренны, они вспоминают, что к чему это привело. Вот эта вот расслабленность, или может какая-то гордость. И они в следующей жизни становятся очень осторожными, очень бдительными, как вот Бхарата Махараджа после тела олененка, он был Джадой Бхаратой. И как бы типа играл придурка такого, да, межполовного. И он был очень осторожен и очень смиренен, то есть, да.
Вот меня в этой истории, меня лично, поразило больше всего, что ведь он же выражал самые лучшие, самые светлые человеческие чувства. Любовь, заботу, сострадание, милосердие. Да? Это лучшие чувства.
She said, for me it's very astonishing that Bharata Maharaja expressed the best quality, the best feelings for that deer. It's very good. Nothing was bad.
То есть любовь, сострадание,
love, compassion, care, so good feelings towards the deer.
Милосердие.
Kindness.
И при этом, то есть получается, что вот меня больше всего в этой истории поразило, что когда ты выходишь на прямую дорогу к Кришне уже, да, вот все уже, да, то даже самые светлые чувства по отношению к чему-то материальному могут послужить тем, что ты упадешь. Вот
and I find it very astonishing that on the way to Krishna, even good feelings, but if they are directed to the wrong object, can be an obstacle towards Krishna. I find it very astonishing. She said, because if the object is wrong, then it's an obstacle. But we have very good feelings. She just shared. Okay, now I think it's time is up. Hare Krishna, thank you for your attention and patience. Grandara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shukra Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Sakhi Caran ki.
Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. I'm sorry for my English. Yesterday Chitrata Mataja also apologized for her English.
Your English was very good.
Шримад Бхагаватам здесь же остается, да? Да.
But you speak in
try.
Russia, I think. She speaks very fast in Russia as well.
Yeah, this is just my temperament.
Yeah, yeah.
I will try next time to speak slower. I'm sorry, please forgive me.
It's a very nice class.
die Madre?
Der kann schon was sie gefragt, weil er muss ja kochen.
Und die haben offenbar nicht kommuniziert, die Liste gemacht haben, wer wo ist.
Ja, im letzten Moment hat es, weißt du, der hat auch noch die Liste gemacht.
Ja, und hat
Der ist ja und kann das nicht so kurzfristig ändern.
ja, die Ski war ja auch die andere, die war die andere Liste macht, die ist auch in meiner
Ah, ja. Das ist schon
Das